All right. And that is what we call stop thinking, start doing. Hi. I doubt anyone's in because it is literally the first actual second of the stream, but hey, I'm streaming again. What do you mean it's been 2 weeks? No, it hasn't. I'm talking to no one right now. But hey, thank you for joining the stream, 0 people yet. Uh, been a minute since the last one. If you watched my channel, you probably saw I posted another animation that isn't any of the animations I've previously talked up, or well, I suppose I have talked up this one a little bit, but oh goodness, excuse me. It was the Protogen animation, which in joke, haha, funny. Instead of streaming or working on any other animations, uh, but I'm back animating. Finally, part two of animating this one character 2 weeks later. Um, I'm trying to talk right now. It's been a bit of a long day, very tired, but I'm trying to talk while I'm also uh, posting links to this animation in like my just Twitter and Blue Sky. It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream today, about an hour or so. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to get much extra work done on this, but I'm going to do my best to get something done in the time frame. Even though I haven't been working much on this or any other animations, I feel like making that Protogen animation was quite cathartic. It has got me back in the flow of things, because that was just making something and then just like I think up an idea, add a shot, whatever. It was just fun to do something goofy, like low stakes, not any sort of date attached to it. But I don't know. I've just kind of rambled. Can you tell I'm a bit tired? All right, should probably write up the rest of this post. Streaming, let's say in brackets, very cool, just so everyone knows that I'm awesome. Yeah, I'll just say probably going to be a short one because it will be, as I've said, about an hour, and I've already blown through like 2 or 3 of those minutes just trying to write this post. Almost an hour or two. And I know that's very much not in the cards because I just don't have the time. Oh, for goodness sake. Copy, paste, post. Okay, deleting the Twitter post because it didn't embed properly. Is this really how the next hour is going to go? I'm just going to struggle over sending a single tweet and then not animate a single thing. Who knows? We'll see. There's no viewers at all. I'll just post the post to Blue Sky. Okay, cool. That's done. Um, why isn't it embedding when it is on Twitter then? Did I... Oh, that's the stream key. I don't want anyone getting my stream key. I need that. Copy video URL. Paste. Okay, this time it embeds. Who knows? Alright. That's the only 2 platforms I'm sending any of that out to, because at this point I'm kind of like just trying to ease myself back into it. If I ease myself back into it with like just a small stream, low stakes, not well, not that I'm expecting any large amounts of viewers anyway, but last stream got a lot more viewers than I was expecting, and it was just all a bit more stressful. So if I do this a little bit more low stakes, steak. Oh, I love Invincible. It's a good show. Anyway, if I can lose my train of thought and just completely forget what I was doing, that's excellent. Wonderful. Anyway, animation. Whoa! So I did a bit of off-camera mining, which is I slightly adjusted the head bobbing movement, and I think if I can remember correctly, the movement of the arms a little. Still planning on doing a lot more refinement to the leg movements and all of that. I don't know if you can see my cursor actually. The preview on my second monitor is way too small. Okay, there it was. It was gone for a second. Oh, right, it disappears if you're not focused into the tab. Okay, that's good to know. That's why it wasn't showing up in the preview. And there it is now. Okay, good. Okay, nice. Shoot, where was... I'm missing a doc which had information about the stream. YouTube Live Control Panel? Yes, there it is. To get started, select the stream. Yes, maybe the one single stream that exists. There we go. One concurrent viewer, which I'm not sure if that's a person or if that's just me. In any case, animation, commence! I say as if I'm commanding someone else. No, I'm just talking to myself like a perfectly rational human being. Alright, so trying to figure out where to start here. I don't know, I said it at the I said it at the beginning of the stream, but I should probably stop thinking and just start doing. So if I... where is... there she is. Just get an idea for the body, whatever, the shape. I kind of want to... okay. If I just... all this choice paralysis. If I was not streaming, I would definitely be a lot further into the animation already right now. That's a lie, probably. But it's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up, I think. No? Yes. No. Yes. Very much did not want to wake up today. Unfortunately, I had things to do. I've lost my... I lost my train of thought again. Okay, also, if you are from previous streams or whatever, and the microphone or whatever sounds different, it's because I've enabled noise suppression on OBS in an effort to drown out unnecessary noise. In any case, I should probably stop stalling and actually try animating. Okay, so at this point, I remember one thing I wanted to do last time was I wanted to spread the stance out a little bit. Because right now, the leg is a bit... the left leg is a bit too centered. So that's fairly simple, probably. If I just like grab this, move that there, move the leg out a little bit, adjust this. Oh, already that's a lot better. This, I want to change this pose. This pose is way too side on, I guess, is what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, it's super rough anyway, so it's not like... well, I mean, it is kind of important, the posing placement. But I'm thinking I might just like completely redraw this leg in that specific frame in order to make the movement more... I think I said the same thing in my last stream, but flowy. Hello! Ow, my arm. Saying hello to the chat. The single chat. Hello. Thank you for joining in on the stream and for chatting. I say chatting. Single message, but I don't know, my... I am sure I made the right choice in making this a short stream today. I'll say that much. Nice. The entire chat is everyone I know. Thank you for joining in. All right. Posing leg. I'm going to do a secondary version of this frame so I can still have the old one as reference because it's not entirely useless there. That is the incorrect tool. So we bump that back up so I can have... Okay, so that leg moves there. Your colleagues. That's good, I suppose. Always pleasant to have. Sorry, hold on. I just looked back up. Forgot your password to Chica for now. That's tragic. I guess we won't be saying thank you to Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's today. What am I doing? That's right. Fixing the pose. We build out the body a little bit there. That leg can wait. I can fix up this leg and then after I can just adjust. How does this move? That's way too... That's like an overcorrection. Alright, I gotta think this over. So I moved this leg here for a better flow. That leg is too straight there. Working on like everything except the one I started making a concerted effort for, but I'm sure it's fine. Fix this up. Tilt that leg there. Because the leg is still bowed, sort of. Trying to figure out for the life of me how to possibly make any of this interesting to watch, all these micro movements. So my best plan is to just keep yapping until I do. Also, I just realized I set myself a strict time limit of like an hour for this stream, and yet I haven't set up any sort of timer. So I'm going to quickly do that. What have I done? Okay, there we go. Set, easy. Way less time than I realized, or than I think I have left, but that's fine. I'm good at working under pressure. It's how I got really good marks at uni. Which probably would have gotten better marks if I had actually not delayed all of my work till the very end. But hey, that's life. Oh, that's what's missing. I'm stressing out because I'm not listening to the... I was about to say dulcet tones, but most of the soundtrack... Or not soundtrack, most of my playlist music is just orchestral music. So if there's any dulcet tones, it's just strings, I guess. Or tubas. Or trumpets. Anyway. Music in the background at a low volume. I love music. What? Every 2 minutes, just looking back and forth. What am I doing? I've already forgotten. I was adjusting this leg. How does this look? And that looks broken. I don't want that leg out very far. I mean, are these flutes? I think those are flutes. I don't know. Funny, half the time I listen to music and I just like I'm not really able to pick out instruments. I just sort of guess. You know, this leg is way too far out. I think before I adjust that leg though, I will adjust this one a bit more. Because if I remember correctly, I wanted a bit more of a casual walk cycle. And that sort of large movement was very much not what I was looking for. I guess part of my problem too is like I haven't drawn many walk cycles of characters with digitigrade legs, you know, where their feet are just more upright or whatever. And so I think it's tricking my brain while I'm trying to animate the movement and try to like bring it down to earth a bit, that it looks too much like a raised foot at the moment. I mean, I just drew the exact same shape, but hopefully that gets my point across. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm so tired. But I'm streaming and just love yapping. Already that... Oh, Halo music. Okay, maybe I should turn off the music if it's going to keep distracting me. This is ludicrous. I'm meant to be doing things. Yeah, already that's looking a lot better. Even the that sort of too far out pose sort of flows a little bit better and looks a bit less bombastic, but I'm still going to adjust it to just sort of lower it. I'm probably missing a fair amount. Oh, that needs to be moved to here probably. The leg lands there. Might adjust the posing of the foot here. I don't know where you were when music was cool, but I'm just sitting in my chair. That's a great one. I'm so good at banter. The foot there is too large. I just decrease the size a little. Actually, maybe even shorten this leg, kind of. It will maybe look a bit better when I readjust the posing. I need to adjust the posing here of this leg as well. What's the movement here? Bam. And now with that changed, probably do a bit of foreshortening. Is the VOD from the other stream saved? It is, in fact. If you hop onto my YouTube channel, shameless plug, there should be a tab on the top that shows, it says live, and you click into that and that shows all the previous VODs. Of date, that includes my first sketch stream. I say first as if there was any more. And then the other animation stream. So don't worry, the exploits of Chica the Chicken should be saved, I think. I actually don't know. I don't know if chat saving is like a feature that's like reserved for larger channels or not. It feels like something that YouTube would probably paywall behind cloud. Okay, so if I adjust this, claws there. I don't know, that looks a bit weird. I'll just do super basic claws again. Just in the direction the leg is posed, and I can adjust it later. And I'm already going against what I said and redrawing it many times. I think I'm gonna just have to, like, I might keep all the frames here with the leg, but I might just have to just push them out to the side a bit more. Just yeah, already I think that's looking a little bit better. I just move the legs off to the side, and then I just adjust where they connect. I should probably create a new, I'm gonna create a new version of this layer, just so that I still have the original there if I end up regretting all of my changes. This is the sort of thing you need to, like, sort of make a change to all of the animation layers in order to make sure the flow works. Which one was it I moved? I moved... I think I moved this one to the side, or maybe I didn't. I think I might have gone back a bit too far with the Control V, whatever. I think I'm getting back into mumbling territory, which is never good. A mix of mumbling and quietly talking to myself. Anyway, leg there. Build out that shape a little bit more. No, that, yeah, this needs to change. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious me. Legs are annoying. That said, absolutely everything is annoying to animate, but we don't do it because it's easy. We do it because it's fun? Allegedly? Okay, yeah, that's already looking a fair bit better posing-wise. A bit of epic foreshortening there. I might need to... Okay, that's a bit too close to that other pose. So if I shift this around a little, shorten the leg for more foreshortening, widen the leg there, pose it there. Now it's going to be too similar to that one, but we shall see. I mean, you can't, it's a bit difficult to see anyway because of the posing, but I'm mumbling to myself again. This is not how a successful stream goes. That's right, I was moving the legs. Oh, that's okay. That is going to be so much better looking. Just rebuild the bit of the shape here of the body. Need to remember that back leg is going to be changed eventually as well, but for now it's fine. Oh, look at that, it's already so much better. So much more three-dimensional. I'm gonna, yeah, definitely gonna have to change this back leg because it's sort of just like does a wild arc into the body, which just sort of screws with the movement of all the other of what I'm trying to achieve with, like, the less stilted movement later on. God, I can't. I wonder what the hell was I thinking when I was animating this. How did I look at the leg coming out the direct middle of the body and think, yeah, that's great. And again, it is just a rough animation. So I am getting annoyed at myself for not considering things that really don't necessarily need to be considered. Rebuild a bit of the shape there. Okay, that lands and then... yeah, no, that needs... Okay. Where the foot was here is probably good enough. I might pull the leg down a little bit more just to have more of a movement. Because if it's down a bit more there, it looks more like it's 3D shifting backwards instead of just sort of snapping into place and then only moving slightly. Is that it? Maybe shorten this leg a little. Rebuild the form once more. Okay, still a bit of that jitteriness. Bam, bam. So I might just adjust the pose. Oh, right, yeah, no, of course. I'll adjust the posing of this here. So the leg has more of a natural movement. Adjust this a little, maybe squish the leg a tiny bit, push it along. Adjust the posing here. Let's play it back. Oh, that is so much better. Still maybe a bit too... I think I need to... Okay. That's another future thing to adjust. I need to adjust the posing of this so it remains more side-on like that instead of turning front-on like it does in the later frames. In fact, that is something I should probably do right now. Bam, ba bam, ba bam. Wow. Rough animation. Legendary. Just as slightly. Like the leg just sort of extends itself. It's not very consistent. I'm sure that'll be fine. We're just figuring things out. Definitely I want to adjust the placement of the foot here. Let's just shrink that a little bit. It does not need to be that large. In fact, I might just copy paste this just to use as a reference. Oh, it's about the same size. But anyway, I think the leg on the back gets a bit too large because it should realistically be a bit smaller, considering it's further away from the viewer. So I'll just adjust that. That's a bit too far that direction. Bam, bam. Maybe add a bit of 3D-ness to that there. Okay, that's already a fair bit better. Adjust the leg here. Very subpar commentary because I'm just saying adjust this, adjust that, adjust whatever. In any case, I think I'm going about this the wrong way. I keep trying to have the legs super long and stretch out, but I might need to adjust it a little bit more in order to keep the wider stance. I think the position of the lower section of the leg and the foot is fine enough. I might just push it a bit longer so it's not that far out from the body. That's it, leg is there. Now it just like looks like a slightly taller whatever. I think this is fine if I just shrink that and just move it up. This one, more of the same. I think it's easy. I'm just able to shrink that. Shrink that. It's already a fair bit better. I might want to change the posing of where the back foot lands though, in order to have better flow of movement and keep the leg feeling like it's not too close into the body. Is it bad that I'm frequently checking the clock, hoping I'm nearing the end time? But again, already much better. I think I might, like I did with the back one, I might adjust where this leg lands just to better, in an attempt to create better movement and keep everything sort of better proportion wise. Gotta figure out better ways of explaining things. Okay, that. And now we're at a point where I should probably... Okay, if that's where that foot's going now, I might, on a different layer, just mark that down, use that as reference, and then because this foot is slightly more forward but not too far forward, place that down as where that foot should land. Wait, no, hold on, that's not quite it. So that foot's that high. Very slightly more forward considering the distance, so we don't want any of that. So if I go back to this one, bam, foot lands. So I'll just put that there, adjust the leg, posing once more, shorten this leg, move the foot pose a bit further up. I might quickly readjust this because I keep saying I want it to be casual, and that pose just was not screaming casual at all. This is a fair bit more casual. Yeah, it's looking like this stream all I'm really going to get a chance to work on is the legs, but I'm quite glad for that because it's already looking miles better. I say that as I spot another thing I don't quite like. It's this one. Okay, I think I'm just going to completely redraw this leg pose to make up for a lot of the changes being made. So, turn off the onion skin, front leg, bit there. Might move that out a little bit. Adjust this. Adjust this, adjust that. Everything will be adjusted until it looks right. All right, I'm missing a whole leg there. Forgot about that. All right, so something similar to that sort of casual movement. Actually, I might control what all that, and then just like redraw the leg. Just yapping. Too many of my thoughts are looping back in on each other. That's not even what I was trying to say, but I think that perfectly sort of encapsulates where my mind is at the moment. Okay, now this foot needs to be adjusted. This foot needs to be moved a bit more forward, and the posing of the leg changed, albeit in order to make the motion better and also allow me more room to experiment with the posing. So I don't think okay, I think it's fine if the leg comes out a little bit more. How does the other leg land? I mean, that leg stands to be moved in a bit further in the posing, but yeah, there's too many similar frames as the left leg lands, so it doesn't really flow as nicely as I feel like the right leg does. Uh, to clarify, I'm saying left and right leg from the perspective of the person walking, not like how I'm actually looking at it, which is probably how I should be referring to it. Otherwise, I'll just confuse myself and everyone watching. But it's fine for now. Yeah, so if I move this foot back a little bit forward a little bit further, adjust that correctly, have that leg out a bit further, and then the foot sort of angling to land. Hmm. I mean, I think a lot of my issues with how it looks right now probably has to do with the fact that I don't really have any of the 12 principles of animation. What am I thinking of? I went to university for this and I've already forgotten them. Well, I mean, I know them, I just forget the names. But whatever it is for like the impact when like follow through. That's it. When like you throw a punch and your punch hits the apex of its movement forward, and then it like comes back slightly. That sort of like like for the foot, that would be, I guess, sort of the squash and stretch of hitting the ground and then sort of bouncing up very slightly while still touching the ground, which makes the flow of movement feel more real. So it's missing a fair bit of that because I'm just focusing on like the most basic of movements right now. I'm thinking, just checking my clock. I'm thinking that I have 10 minutes left in how much I told myself I would have for the stream. So I will save the complete redrawing and adjustment of the top half of the body for a future stream, which I'm intending on streaming a lot more frequently. And the future ones I'll probably actually post a lot more to my other accounts promoting it. But for now, this seems fine. I didn't get, it's not like I got nothing done. because I still got some some things done. I might just supposing there because it's a bit too similar. Two round. Yeah, that's a bit better. I also want to try and be a bit more conscious of how the leg will interact with the, or how the legs will interact with the tail when I end up animating that. It's still going to be a fair bit of work and rethinking in order to adjust the legs. Okay, I think this pose here, I think this is one of the legs I slightly redrew, but I'm just going to adjust it slightly to have it more even in motion. I think it's mostly once this leg rises and this leg lands here, that it's sort of, yeah, this leg needs to be similar to the other one, just slightly changed to have better, I'm just saying shit, but range of movement, I guess. This is still way too similar. Okay, completely losing my train of thought and just working on things as I go along. Working on things as I go along, isn't that just working on something in general? How wacky. And I changed that pose a bunch so it's less like that, but maybe now it's a bit more. It's fine. What time is it now? Damn, 7 more minutes. Soon to be 6. One could say 6 or 7 minutes. Can't even finish that sentence. Okay, there's something about this. Okay, I think I need to adjust this posing here on this foot because it has a similar issue to the back foot had where it was a bit too far to one side or the other, and I want it to be a bit more consistent so I can adjust that sort of posing later on. Move that down there. What is, why is that, what am I missing there? There's something there that, why is it there twice? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. That's the marker I have for the tail. Okay, I think I should probably just disable the tail because that's making it look. Wait, no, wait, what? Okay, no, there we go. Disabled it. And the tail's still there. But that's fine, because it was just the marker that was sort of screwing me up. Hmm. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think some of the issue I'm having with the animation is probably to do with when Toon Boom is repeating the animation, it's sort of, even though I've set it up, because I have like a copy of the first frame here in order to like better adjust the animation to the loop, it sort of like hangs for a half second on the first frame while it's repeating, which I think is sort of screwing with my understanding of the loop. Uh, that Okay, it turns out I'm just talking shit because I forgot that the section that's sort of bothering me when I look at it is actually in the direct middle, so it's not affected by that replay hypothesis at all. So that's fun to figure out. Why? Okay, this foot lands here. It is probably mostly just the fact that it's missing so many extra frames for movement. But I don't really want to add any of those. Okay, I think I'll just say legs as they are right now, just fine. I should probably, like I said, probably gonna leave top half of the body for future streams. Legs fine. I'll work on the top half of the body in future streams, and then as time goes on and I improve the movement of that top half of the body, then I should be in a good enough spot to start adding those extra frames to improve the movement. I could probably yeah, I could probably add the frames now, but I don't know. There's actually no reason for me not to, other than just figuring out preference for what order I want to work on things. In any case, I think I'm 2 minutes early, but I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you to everyone who came along to the stream for what little of it was that engaging. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a fair bit more done in future. Hopefully, have longer streams as well. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time for when Cornelia gets the top half of her body back. Ta-ta!